You want me to bake some Pop-Tarts and little bites? Take a bite. Are they real?
We do not sacrifice children. The foundation of Satanism is built upon the self.
Satanic rappers are all over the place, and it's getting worse by bringing satanic symbols into their music and videos. Lil Uzi Vert is one of the main guys doing this, using creepy devil imagery to stand out and spark debates. This bold approach has gotten a lot of people talking, and not everyone is happy about it. These shocking themes push the limits of what's usually accepted in music, making us wonder how far artists can go. Is there something more that we are not seeing when Lil Uzi sold his soul to the devil? Let us investigate all the suspicious hip-hop artists who are part of the Antichrist movement. The last devil's influence on hip-hop. A small but growing number of rappers are branding themselves with themes that are not just dark, but downright devilish, openly engaging with what they call satanic themes. They embed their songs and music videos with symbols and stories about devil worship. While some people argue that this is just a gimmick, a way to grab the spotlight, others are convinced that these artists have literally made deals with the devil, trading their souls for a shot at fame. This trend isn't just stirring quiet whispers, it's sparking loud debates and drawing fierce criticism. Using devil-related imagery seems to have become a strategy for some rappers to grab attention and climb the charts. Let's delve into the world of these artists, with Lil Uzi Vert leading the charge. His real name is Samir Woods, but he's better known by his stage name, which, if you say it quickly enough, sounds eerily like Lucifer. He's never hidden his interest in dark and disturbing themes. Following in the footsteps of rock musicians like Marilyn Manson, Lil Uzi Vert uses symbols associated with Satan, lyrics that evoke hellish images, and merchandise that could belong in a horror movie to spark controversy and conversation. Consider this peculiar piece of trivia. If you repeat Lil Uzi Vert fast 3 times, it sounds almost like you're saying Lucifer or Little Lucifer. It's almost certainly not a coincidence. This clever play on words is likely a part of his branding. In 2018, at the Wireless concert, Lil Uzi Vert took a moment during his EXO Tour Life song to share a rather unsettling message with his fans. He said, "Before everyone starts screaming, remember what I told you earlier. You guys have walked into the rapture, and just so you know, you're supposedly going up to heaven right now. Except, well, all your mothers are headed to hell with me," he stated with a grin. "Let's get this started." "Oh, you're here already? I'm sorry to say, but there's no way out. You're stuck. It's too late now. You've listened to this song 1,000,000,000 times, and you didn't even catch on." This strategy of blending shock value with catchy tunes is not new, but the explicit reference to satanic themes takes it to another level. Artists like Lil Uzi Vert seem to enjoy the uproar they cause. It's a calculated move. By weaving these provocative elements into their public personas, they manage to keep the spotlight firmly on themselves. The theory is simple. Any publicity is good publicity, even if it skirts the boundaries of good taste or common decency. This phenomenon raises questions about the boundaries of artistic expression in music. How far is too far? Is it acceptable to use themes of devil worship purely for entertainment or shock value? These rappers are testing the limits, and in doing so, they are redefining what is acceptable in mainstream music. The conversation about their tactics is mixed, with some praising their boldness and others condemning their lack of sensitivity. As we continue to watch their careers unfold, one thing is clear. The controversy is exactly what keeps them in the public eye. Whether you love them or hate them, it's hard to ignore them. Lil Uzi Vert released a song titled 444 plus 222, which cleverly sums up to 666, the number often linked with the devil in popular culture. His social media, particularly Instagram, frequently showcases images of upside-down crosses, a gesture that's enough to unsettle many, including his fellow artists. Offset, a well-known figure in the rap community, publicly criticized this trend. He expressed his disapproval on Instagram, urging artists to avoid such negative symbols and instead embrace more positive, godly messages. In response, Lil Uzi Vert posted another provocative image featuring an upside-down cross and the number 666, directly tagging Offset in a clear defiance. Offset, possibly worried for Lil Uzi Vert, responded with a message saying he would pray for him. Another artist who's been pushing this envelope even further is Lil Nas X, whose real name is Montero Lamar Hill. Gaining initial fame with his hit Old Town Road, Lil Nas X has since adopted a very provocative artistic persona, often using symbols and imagery that evoke themes of Satanism. His music video for Montero, Call Me By Your Name, particularly stands out. In it, he descends into hell on a pole and performs a lap dance for the devil. This bold move sparked a huge amount of backlash. Yet Lil Nas X seemed to revel in the controversy it created, suggesting he enjoys the attention and discussion it brings. His provocations didn't stop at music videos. Lil Nas X frequently posted pictures on social media that included him wearing a pentagram necklace and posing in front of a statue of Baphomet, a figure associated with Satanism. This continued boldness in using such imagery drew a mix of criticism and intrigue from the public and media alike. The climax of this phase was his collaboration with an art collective in New York to produce 666 pairs of Satan-themed unofficial Nike Air Max 97 sneakers, each priced at $1,018, a reference to the Bible verse Luke 10:18. Remarkably, these shoes were said to contain a drop of human blood, a detail that, true or not, added to their shock value and kept people talking. As we delve deeper into the dramatic behavior of artists like Lil Uzi Vert and Lil Nas X, let's see what other limits they might push in the evolving music scene. Artistic freedom or foul play. This behavior by Lil Uzi Vert and Lil Nas X represents a wider strategy among certain hip-hop artists. They use controversial and shocking religious imagery to maintain public interest and keep themselves relevant in the media. Whether it's through social media posts, song lyrics, or collaborations that push the boundaries of what is typically acceptable, these artists seem to be constantly seeking new ways to provoke public reaction. It raises questions about the nature of artistic expression in modern music. How far is too far? And at what point does artistic freedom become irresponsibility? While some might argue that this is just another phase of artistic experimentation, others see it as a cynical attempt to exploit sensitive themes for fame and profit. As these artists continue to navigate the fine line between artistic expression and public decency, they not only capture headlines but also spark debates about the role of artists in shaping cultural discussions. In an era where the outrageous often overshadows the conventional, it's clear that controversy remains a powerful tool in the arsenal of modern musicians, drawing eyes and sparking conversations around the globe. Playboi Carti, born Jordan Terrell Carter, is a rapper from the United States who started with a small, dedicated group of fans and has become quite popular in the style of music known as mumble rap. He's not afraid to touch on controversial topics. His album from 2020, titled Whole Lotta Red, plays heavily with dark and spooky themes, using images and ideas that remind you of vampires and other nighttime horrors. It's clear he's not just making music, he's creating a whole vibe that's hard to ignore. He first got noticed with his catchy tunes like Magnolia and Woke Up Like This Asterisk, and kept his fans hooked with his first big album, Die Lit, released in 2018. When it came time to get people excited about his next album, Whole Lotta Red, Carti decided to go all out with a new line of merchandise that matched the dark themes of his music. He released a collection of 16 items, including 12 clothing pieces like sweaters and shirts. These weren't just ordinary clothes. They featured designs like upside-down crosses and phrases such as Black Leather Devil that made a bold statement. There were also 4 items for the home, each keeping up with the same bold, dark theme. As soon as pictures of these items were shared online, fans couldn't stop talking about their bold and somewhat scary look. Carti's choice to use such intense, dark imagery seems like a very smart move to keep people talking about him and his music. Whether you think it's a smart way to market himself or just a move in poor taste, there's no denying that Carti knows how to stay at the center of attention. He uses both his music and his merchandise to make sure he remains a topic of conversation. This strategy has helped him not just in promoting his music, but in building a brand that's instantly recognizable. His provocative style, whether in his music or merchandise, pushes the boundaries of what's typically seen in the mainstream music scene. It invites both praise and criticism, setting him apart from more conventional artists. This approach may not be to everyone's liking, but it certainly makes him stand out. It's this edge and boldness that have helped propel him from a niche underground artist to a major player in the rap industry. Cardi's journey shows a deep understanding of his audience and the broader music culture as he continues to play with themes and images that challenge the norm and provoke strong reactions. By weaving these dark and edgy elements into his public persona and products, Cardi taps into a vein of pop culture that is fascinated with the macabre and the taboo. This tactic not only enhances his mystique, but also ensures that he remains relevant in a rapidly changing industry. Each release, whether musical or merchandising, is a fresh opportunity for him to solidify his brand identity and engage with fans in new ways. As Cardi continues to experiment with his image and sound, he not only captivates his existing audience, but also attracts new listeners who are drawn to his unique, boundary-pushing style. Tyler, the creator, stands out for his approach to music, often stirring up a lot of discussions with his dark and eerie lyrics. He doesn't just stop at the songs. His music videos and live performances are packed with what some might call unsettling imagery. When he first made waves with his group Odd Future Collective back in the early 2010s, they quickly got tagged as devil worshippers and social outcasts. Their choice of merchandise, featuring symbols like 666 and upside-down crosses, along with their controversial lyrics, sparked endless debates across numerous online forums and hip-hop communities. Tyler's first major album, Goblin, released in 2011, is heavily loaded with these dark themes. On the album's main song, he addresses how he's viewed as a devil worshipper, a theme he doesn't shy away from. His journey with these provocative themes began with his very first mixtape, Bastard, released in 2009. Following this release, Tyler shared in an interview that his fascination with such imagery came from a personal place. He recalled a comment from his grandmother, who once told him he must be from hell because he was so troublesome. Instead of feeling hurt, Tyler embraced this idea, saying that since he didn't have a father figure, he looked up to this devil-like image as a sort of role model. Tyler's tactic of embracing such controversial imagery and themes seems like a deliberate attempt to keep people talking about him. By adopting the very stereotypes and criticisms thrown at him and integrating them into his public persona, Tyler not only maintains his relevance, but also sparks curiosity and intrigue among his audience. With controversies heating up and boundaries being tested, we will explore how other artists are creatively using these provocative elements in their work. Rap's boldest brush with the taboo. But there's more to it than just seeking attention. Tyler uses his music and public image to reflect on how quick society is to judge and label people. He flips these judgments on their head, presenting them back to the audience through his work. This not only keeps him in the public eye, but also serves as a commentary on societal norms and fears, challenging his listeners to rethink their own prejudices. One might argue, however, that Tyler's continuous flirtation with taboo subjects, while keeping him in the limelight, could also be seen as a repetitive gimmick. Is he really prompting his audience to think critically, or is he merely reinforcing his own brand? This strategy, while clever, could risk becoming a one-note act, if not evolved over time. Moreover, Tyler's approach raises questions about the impact of such provocative content. Does it contribute positively to the cultural conversation, or does it simply shock for the sake of shock? As he continues to blend personal experiences with controversial themes, the distinction between his true beliefs and his public persona becomes increasingly blurred, leaving both fans and critics pondering the depth and sincerity of his artistic expressions. XXXTentacion, also known as Jose Dwayne Ricardo Onfroy, was a key figure in the rise of emo rap and SoundCloud rap during the mid-2010s. From a young age, Onfroy was deeply interested in the occult, filling his shelves with books on the subject and participating in various rituals. His music often mirrored this interest, especially in performances like his XXL Freshman Cypher, and in songs such as "I Spoke to the Devil in Miami, He Said Everything Will Be Fine." In this particular track, Onfroy discusses what he describes as a deal with the devil, offering a dramatic narrative about trading his soul for unspecified gains. The song delves into regrets and wrongs from his past, presenting them as part of a conversation with the devil about the future of his soul. The song includes intense lines like, "Spoke to a bathroom man, said he would save me if I gave him one thing he needed. What is this thing? I depleted boy, it's the key to even, yeah, Baphomet." Here, Baphomet, a notorious figure associated with satanic symbols, is used to signify dark forces, or Satan himself, who, according to the lyrics, demands Onfroy's soul. Onfroy's choice to weave themes of the occult and deals with demonic forces into his music might seem like a bold artistic move. However, it could also be viewed as a calculated effort to draw attention and stir controversy. His use of such stark and grim imagery has made him stand out in the crowded music scene, but raises questions about whether these elements are meant to express genuine personal struggles or are simply used to shock and captivate the audience. This strategy of using dark and controversial themes has been a double-edged sword. While it brought Onfroy fame and a distinct place in the music world, it also attracted criticism. Some see his frequent references to the occult as a mere gimmick, an easy way to grab the spotlight in a music industry that thrives on shock value. Others might argue that these themes reflect a deeper exploration of personal demons and societal taboos. Moreover, Onfroy's music not only challenges the listener to confront uncomfortable themes, but also sparks a broader discussion about the role of such imagery in music. Is it a reflection of the artist's inner turmoil, or a marketing tool? By continually pushing these boundaries, Onfroy maintained a constant presence in the public eye, but at what cost? His legacy is a complex tapestry of groundbreaking music, intertwined with provocative and often polarizing artistic choices. Trippie Redd, whose real name is Michael Lamar White II, is a well-known figure in the American rap scene. He first got noticed on SoundCloud, where his music quickly stood out because of its unique combination of rap and emotional emo sounds. But Trippie doesn't just focus on the music. He often draws attention with his choice of controversial and dark themes, particularly involving devilish and satanic imagery. Trippie uses symbols like pentagrams, images of Satan, and other satanic icons that you might find in old horror movies. It's all a bit over the top, designed to shock and get people talking. For instance, if you look at his social media, especially Snapchat, you'll see a range of these symbols such as the all-seeing eye, the head of a goat-like figure known as Baphomet, and even the number 666, which carries a lot of baggage in religious circles. Trippie doesn't just limit these themes to his social media, they're all over his body too. He sports tattoos of upside-down crosses with the phrase "demons at play" inked above them, boldly stating his interests and the image he wants to project. His fashion choices also reflect this theme, like a shirt that reads, "Take me to hell, tell me it's heaven," worn in a photo where he's hugging a woman tightly, almost like a final embrace. His music videos extend this fascination with the occult. The video for his song Topanga, for example, features eerie scenes that resemble a ritual, complete with multiple heads of Baphomet and a circle of candles surrounding a pentagram. It's designed to create a spooky atmosphere that fits the theme of the song. As we explore this further, we find that there's more at play than just shock value. Let's see what deeper strategies and impacts are revealed. The dark side of rap's fame. But Trippie's not just about creating a personal brand around these dark themes. He's also keen on joining in with others who share his taste for the macabre. A perfect example is his enthusiasm for the limited edition blood-stained shoes released by Lil Nas X. These shoes, only made in a batch of 666, are a collector's item for anyone intrigued by the blend of celebrity culture and satanic motifs, and Trippie made sure to get his hands on a pair. Beyond just the shock value, Trippie's use of these symbols speaks to a broader trend in rap music, where artists use controversial images and ideas to stand out and stay relevant. It's a strategy that keeps his name in the headlines and sparks debates among fans and critics alike. Some might argue that it's just a marketing strategy, a way to sell more albums or streams. Others might see it as an artist choosing to express his genuine interests and influences in his music and personal style. Lil Pump, real name Gazzy Garcia, has definitely made a name for himself in the rap industry with a loud, attention-grabbing style. He's become a big name not just for his music, but also for how he keeps the public watching him. Recently, he's been mixing a lot of dark, scary symbols into his music and public image. This move seems designed to keep people talking about him and what he'll do next. In his video for the song Illuminati, alongside Newell AA, Lil Pump cranks up the use of these dark symbols to almost comic levels. The video begins dramatically with Newell AA lying in a coffin and then suddenly jumping out as if he's come back to life. This is supposed to make us think of old rituals where someone pretends to die and come back as a new person. It's a flashy start and sets the tone for the rest of the video. From there, the video is a non-stop show of strange and spooky images. We see quick flashes of what seem to be important papers. Then, Lil Pump appears, rapping in the middle of a crowd that looks like they're in the middle of some secret ceremony. He drops lines about how the Illuminati lets him wake up and just buy expensive cars like a Bugatti and drive a Ferrari even when he's high on drugs. It's pretty clear he's just showing off how wild and crazy his life is, but Lil Pump doesn't stop there. The video cuts to him surrounded by fire, a classic way to show hell, and he throws in more typical scary stuff like the all-seeing eye and statues of horned beasts. It's as if he's saying, "Look how connected and powerful I am," by using symbols that people usually find a bit frightening or serious. This whole act of using scary themes can seem like Lil Pump is trying really hard to keep people interested. He seems to be playing a part, one that thrives on being controversial and getting people to react. By throwing in these horror movie-like elements, he's basically ensuring that people will keep talking about him, whether they love or hate what he's doing. You could argue that Lil Pump is being smart, using shocking content to stay relevant in a music scene that moves very fast and forgets artists quickly. But this also makes you wonder if he's really into these dark themes, or if he's just using them because they grab attention. It looks more and more like he's just picking whatever will get him the most attention. This approach, while it keeps him in the limelight, does make you question his creativity and real interest in music. Is he more about the spectacle than the sound? Does he care about the art, or is it all just a big show to keep his name out there? Lil Pump's strategy of leaning into themes that might disturb or fascinate people definitely keeps him visible in an industry full of artists trying to outdo each other. It's a clever way to ensure he stays relevant, using the shock factor to make sure he's a topic of conversation. However, it's a game that might not pay off forever. Trends change, and what shocks people today might just bore them tomorrow. As Lil Pump continues down this path, using more and more controversial imagery and ideas, it's unclear how long he can keep up this persona before people start looking for something more real or substantial. Young Thug has made quite a name for himself in the music world, especially noted for his unusual singing style and bold fashion choices. His influence on today's hip-hop and trap music scenes is pretty significant. His 2018 EP titled Hear No Evil features a track called Up, which has become quite infamous. The music video for Up, which includes Lil Uzi Vert, has been heavily criticized for its clear use of satanic themes, and it's not hard to see why, even if you only watch the first few seconds. The video doesn't really have a storyline or a clear message. It's mostly just Young Thug and Lil Uzi Vert jumping around in what looks like a clubhouse for satanic rituals. The first scene is particularly eerie, showing a woman moving aimlessly on a floor designed like a chessboard, all under an unsettling red light. And to top it off, everything is shown upside down. The clip is filled with strange symbols like owls and a woman depicted with 7 eyes, which might be trying to reference some deep religious texts. Or maybe it's just trying to be extra spooky. As we continue to uncover the influence of dark themes in rap, we'll look at what these elements reveal about the industry and its future. Modern rap music, a cult? Now, talking about S.A. Baby, also known as Saheem Malik Valerie, this rapper from Atlanta got big back in 2017 with his track Pull Up With a Stick. He's also known for starting something he calls unknownism, which is basically a fancy way of saying that he believes in questioning everything and accepting that we don't know as much as we think we do. While some people are really into this idea, others are quick to label it as just another way to dress up satanic beliefs. SAA Baby has an interesting take on the number 666 inches and inverted crosses. Unlike what many might think, he says these symbols are about celebrating Black identity, not about devil worship. He explains that 666 inches actually stands for carbon-12, which is a key component in melanin, the pigment that determines skin color. He argues that this scientific fact ties back to the essence of being Black. But as the saying goes, while people can twist words to mean just about anything, symbols often tell a stronger, clearer story. Symbols often reveal the underlying truths that words try to cover up. Back to Young Thug's video. It's filled with what some might see as nods to a darker, more hidden side of the music industry. Critics argue that it's no accident the imagery is so bold and blatant. It's almost as if the artists are flaunting their connection to these darker themes. Meanwhile, fans of the rappers might argue that it's all for show, part of the act to stir up viewers and create buzz. However, the use of such imagery can be disturbing to some, drawing criticism from various corners, including parents and media watchdogs who are concerned about the messages being sent to young viewers. This controversy isn't new in the music industry. Historically, many artists have played with controversial themes to grab attention or express complex ideas. In this digital age, where every frame and symbol can be analyzed endlessly online, artists like Young Thug and Lil Uzi Vert are under intense scrutiny. Every choice they make in their videos can be dissected by fans and critics alike, leading to endless debates about their true intentions. As for SAA Baby and his unknownism, the philosophy might sound deep and thoughtful, but it also opens up a lot of room for interpretation. What does it really mean to question everything? How do we decide what's true and what's not in a world full of so many perspectives and ideas? This is the kind of debate that can spin on endlessly, especially in online forums and discussions, where people are quick to take sides and defend their views passionately. Juice WRLD was an American rapper who quickly became famous for blending emotional themes from emo music with the beats of hip-hop. He captured the hearts of many with his honest and deep songs about love, heartbreak, and struggles with mental health. His big breakthrough came with the hit song Lucid Dreams in 2018. But just as his star was rising, he passed away unexpectedly in 2019 at just 21 years old. The official cause was said to be an accidental overdose of strong painkillers, but his fans can't help but wonder if there was more to the story, especially because of some of the spooky themes in his music. In his lyrics, Juice WRLD often talked about dark themes and seemed to wrestle with heavy emotional issues. For instance, in his song Legends, he mentioned not making it past 21 years old, which eerily came true. His music has lines that hint at dealings with dark forces or losing his soul, which makes some people think he was hinting at bigger, scarier things in his life. Songs like Rentals and Blast Off show Juice WRLD using imagery that some fans think points to deals with supernatural forces. In Rentals, he talks about losing his big heart and good soul, and in Blast Off, he even mentions being owed money by the devil. These kinds of lyrics make his songs intriguing, but also a bit unsettling. They add a layer of mystery to his image as an artist who maybe knew more about his fate than he let on. This blend of personal torment and hints at supernatural deals in his lyrics leads to lots of debates. Some people think Juice WRLD and other rappers are just using these themes to stand out and make their music more interesting. Others worry that these dark themes might be harmful or are promoting bad ideas to listeners. Despite these concerns, it's hard to deny that Juice WRLD had a huge impact on music. His ability to talk about tough personal issues made a lot of people feel understood. He wasn't afraid to be open about his feelings and fears, which is something not all artists can do. The discussion around the use of dark and supernatural themes in music isn't just about Juice WRLD. Many hip-hop artists use similar imagery, which can be seen as either a way to explore difficult emotions or just a tactic to get more attention. The truth probably lies somewhere in between. These themes can make songs more relatable to listeners who are dealing with their own dark times, but they can also lead to misunderstandings and criticism from those who think it's all for show. What's clear is that artists like Juice WRLD are changing the landscape of hip-hop by mixing deep, emotional content with traditional hip-hop elements. This has opened up new possibilities for what hip-hop can be and the topics it can cover. As more artists follow in his footsteps, they continue to push the boundaries of the genre, making us think and feel things in new ways. Are these rappers genuinely involved in devil worship, or is it all just a clever marketing trick to stay relevant? What's your take on this provocative trend in music? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives and heated discussions.